Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. As you read on the title, we'll be talking about 8 fun ways to just fun up your patios. If you haven't already, go ahead and make sure that you hit the subscribe button and make sure that you click on that bell so you can be aware of any video that I post up from here on forward. Thanks, and let's get into the video. So as you clearly can see here, we're just gonna go ahead and try something different. So I think I might just want to go ahead and use this moving here on out, having a nice little PowerPoint and then me discussing over it because I feel like it gives you guys a little bit more in-depth information and then photos to be able to look back at when we're discussing all the details and topics of today's show. So let me know how you guys think about this actual view of the video, with a video of me and then a video of the slideshow. And if you guys love it, then great. We're going to keep on doing it. I'm going to try this for the next time that we go ahead and shoot. If you guys don't like it and you want me to just resort back to just seeing me myself, then please let me know and I'll try to accommodate as best as possible. But let's just go ahead and get into it. So 8 budget-friendly ways to fun up your patio. And a lot of people usually never think about their patio until they really have one. And then two, not a lot of times of what we really can do to really broaden out and bring out that exterior room space, right? I call it a room, even though it doesn't have 4 walls, because it's still a room-like space. Even though it's outside, it's still a sense of harmony, mood, functionality, all that, and it's still a part of the home. So we're gonna go ahead and try to give you guys some ideas and tips to make that space just fit for you and blend with the interior of your home. So first things first, opt for a circular table. Round tables are easier to navigate around and can be better accommodated for another guest and to help decorate your exteriors. So with round tables, you can easily be able to seat like 8 people at a table, depending on the size. With a rectangular table, you're more than likely just going to be stuck at 6, depending on the size. And then 2, with bigger rectangular tables, take bigger space. So you want to be able to maximize your space as much as possible and be able to have a lot more multi-use spaces incorporated in your exterior as much as possible. So try to opt for a round table because it tends to be a little bit easier for you to get around and decorate around more than anything. Maximize your garden walls. So most gardens concentrate on ground surfaces, but fences and walls also offer design opportunity. And this is really, really important. A lot of times, whenever we go to most people's homes, we usually see a lot of gardens and plants on the floor surface and not necessarily brought up to the actual fences and walls that are giving that privacy. So think about how you can dress up your walls, how you can bring that greenery kind of up the wall to create kind of this nice green space. And it's very dramatic and very cool and quirky and makes you be very invited to want to go into the patio area. Focusing on top of your garden wall is great too. If you have a less than desirable view out of the outside, on the other side of your wall or fence, that's also a nice little neat thing to kind of mask that view and make a kind of mock screen to bring more privacy into your space and kind of keep your neighbors out from looking at what you're doing if you have nosy neighbors and things like that. So a good example would be kind of like when you're driving on the highway and you see these homes on the other side, and then out of nowhere you see this big concrete brick wall from like one end all the way down to the other end. Well, that wall's there to basically just block a lot of the ongoing sound and ongoing wandering eyes from the actual highway onto the actual neighbor's lot. It's to give them more so a nice, pleasant privacy screen so they can feel protected, feel like they have their privacy, and they're not feeling like all eyes is on them from the highway itself. So that's a good example just to give you some ideas. Um, Bring some noise. So, incorporating some nature sounds would be good. It keeps you really, really relaxed and calm, as well as incorporating some water sounds. It can help mask traffic and other unwanted noise as well. A good example of that is like when we're going to sleep, and psychologists say, use the Calm app. You want to go ahead and do that because maybe bringing in those nature sounds and water sounds basically taps into the body and basically suppresses our need of anxiety and basically just makes us feel very, very calm. So when doing that on the exterior, you're basically like incorporating that same mental um trick to yourself and then to any kind of guest that comes into the actual space. That nice little sound of delicate water just passing by just makes everybody feel very eased and relaxed and decompressed to just be entertained and connect with somebody else within that room and within that space. So adding drapery. Okay, the main three things that we get from drapery are privacy, sun protection, and softness and drama. So drapery panels are effective at softening the harsh rays of sun as well as making the patio private and cozy. Um, Also look into having some shears or semi-private. They often soften hard lines, pergolas and overhangs and things like that. Draperies bring a really nice sense of kind of like a focal point landscape masking to the actual patio space. Depending on your drapery, it could be the perfect thing that blends everything together, especially color and texture and tone wise. Um, so always look into that and make sure that whenever you're decorating, that it does provide you some privacy, some sun protection, and some drama, not too much drama, but just enough to really bring out that space and brings out the decor. This is my favorite one, string up lights. So string lights can make the saddest of spaces look upbeat in a very inexpensive way, right? Everybody loves light. Like me, I have my ring light, focused on me right now. My windows are open to give my room some nice, added extra light because light makes us happy. We all love light. Light just makes everything feel better and makes you feel more awake. So always see how you can incorporate that light upon the tops of your walls or fences within the actual greenery that you put up there and making this nice Mediterranean or coastal escape in your actual backyard. You want to go ahead and just bring in all those fun little things. Excuse me. So having the lights kind of like on your pergolas, this, tearing down and by your entranceway, or having tiki torches that's planted into the actual landscape, making like a walkway, an imaginary walkway up into something else is very, very important. The more light you bring, the more essential it will be. But don't make them bright. Like string lights have a sense of mood to them. They're not that bright on purpose, but it gives you a nice, like, delicate effect coming from morning, noon, and night. So it makes that, sensual, tranquil mood for when people come into one space into the other. So it's not bright, but it's just dimmed enough to just get you feeling good and get you feeling good enough to want to connect with others on a sensual level. So always keep that in mind whenever you're going ahead and you're doing string lights. You don't want it to be too bright, but you don't want it to be too dark either. Mix neutrals. So always mix your neutrals, mix your colors. The more great kind of pattern and color tones that you can kind of come up with, the better you can create your space. As I'm in right now, I have my white jumper on with some nice little colors. I have my makeup, which is a nice little contrast to this, and then my hair, which is a whole nother color tone. So everything is kind of contrasting with each other, but it blends really nicely and it blends together. So always keep that in mind. It's not basically going one way, it's not basically going the other way, but it's joining those things together. So indoor and outdoor carpets and area rugs come in layers and bevies and in big bolts of just patterns and colors alike. Um, so always look at seeing how you can incorporate, different shape rugs and carpets and patterns on your flooring. And then two, you can always dress it up with some patterns on your throw pillows. Weave in patterns and colors, they bring different textures and patterns, which brings a colorful drama, which is really unique and unique individually to the actual person that owns the home. So it's kind of bringing your actual individuality and creativity out whenever you're blending those colors together. So always keep that in mind. And then throw pillows introduce patterns and colors and textures without a lot of commitment. A good key tip is if you're kind of insecure about how to blend these patterns and colors together, you can always opt for going more neutral and solid in your furniture, and then going for more of the contrast and patterns in your throw pillows or in your rugs. This kind of makes everything kind of leveled out, where it's not screaming patterns and screaming a lot of different kind of things together. Unless you really like that eclectic feel, then maybe that's not necessarily for you. But if you're new to this and you really don't know how you're going to bring it together, I would stay clear from making everything very pattern and colorful, and kind of just going for more of your throw pillows and rugs to be your patterns and your color pops, or your jazz areas, and then making your actual furniture pieces, your sofas, the fabrics on everything else, kind of solid. So kind of picking one of the colors that's out of your throw pillows and your rugs that complements both, and kind of just putting that as your base color. So then everything kind of blends together in the end, and it kind of always makes sense. A key trick with that, if you're always unsure, you can always look at the color wheel and see which colors basically complement each other and which colors contrast from each other. And if you do have a hard time in making that decision and you're still very unsure, I would say always contact a color consultant or staging and decor individual and asking them, like myself and other professionals out there, and getting us to get involved with your decorating design, and having us basically just guide you and help you to get to the end goal. Personalize your outdoor space. So like I said, your outdoor space will be an individuality of creativity coming directly from the homeowner. So personalize that space in the best creative thinking that you can. It's the best way to kind of express yourself and your individuality. So always look in ways to just kind of make it your own and bring a little bit of you out into the exterior part of your home. Um, yeah. Reuse what you already have. Now, a lot of times, a lot of people end up having things in their basement, in their shed, in their attic, in their laundry room, in their garage, anywhere, storage room, anything that they more than likely could go ahead and mix and use for the exterior outside. So I always tell people to just look at what's being unused in your home right now and see how you can incorporate those things in your exterior, because a lot of times we have moments where we have to declutter, and maybe we don't have to declutter anything. Maybe we can utilize those things in other places that's being unused that we never thought of just yet before we got rid of it. And if you can't, then you get rid of it, right? So always look at what you have on the interior of your home. um a lot of times I always tell people, you want to be able to make sure that you're blending that exterior with your interior and blending it in as much as possible. So always check out what you have. Maybe you have something and maybe you really really want to use it, but you don't really know how you can, it's not exterior safe. So you have to go ahead and upholster everything, repurpose it to make it be used for an exterior. I have a lot of people who usually have paintings that they would really, really like to use on the outside of their home and their patios, and they can't. So maybe we have to put down an epoxy, clear epoxy protectant on top of that, so then it could be able to, weather those storms from the outside, or maybe put it in a nice, frame that then it could be able to be outside and it's easily cleanable. So you just got to come up with different ways on how you can basically transition that piece to the exterior. Maybe be a centerpiece, a sculpture, whatever. But you never know unless you look at it and then try and see how you can mix and mingle those pieces to really bring out your exterior patio space and fun it up. So that's all I have for today. Thanks you guys so much for, staying with me on this little moment. Like I said, let me know how you guys feel about this particular way that I'm doing my videos. If you guys like it, that's great. If you guys don't, well, we'll try to see how I can try to incorporate a whole easier, another new way to make it a little bit better for you guys. I'm trying to figure out like the best way of bringing you guys information. That way you guys can read it, see some pictures, really make everything kind of blend together. So thank you for staying with me. I enjoyed every minute of it. If you guys haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel and you turn on that bell so you can be aware of any updated videos that I release from here into the future. And please visit my website if you guys want to go ahead and connect with me. You can easily visit my website at www.binkiesinteriors.com and basically just stay up to date with me. Ask me any questions, go to my contact tab, email me, and I'll try to get back to you guys as soon as possible. So thank you guys for having this moment with me, and I will see you again next time. Bye.